Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Panzer Corps 2 with Mike as we proceed in the German campaign to conquer Europe. And hopefully, I've got the audio options fixed. I've played around with them a little bit. Last time, there was almost no audio from the game in the video, the Bug River attack. This time, I've got it up a little bit, so I'm trying to find that perfect sweet spot, so bear with me on that. All right, we're back into Panzer Corps 2. We're going to load the game up. Got a lot of options, but what I'm going to do is go down my list here, and I'm going to find my next campaign, because what's happening is that in the main campaign tree, I have gone on 2 different paths through Poland. I've done my 2, total of 4 Poland scenarios. And I'm now taking my Panzer Division, my Panzer Corps, towards Norway, which is the next step in the conquest of Europe. Now, it's a shame that you can't combine what they call the special operations missions with the major campaign, because that would make it really interesting. There's like at least 4 or 5 more Poland battles in this 1939 special operations, which is a completely separate campaign, really. If I could combine those, I could have like 8 different Polish scenarios, but we're going to play the main campaign game here and take it through to the end with the advantages I have. So I'm going to go down and try to look at for those 2 different paths we had. Now, my 2 generals, my 2 Panzer generals, Erwin von Butcherstein and Fedor von Butcherstein, both have paths that have been completed in Poland and are ready to move on to Norway, where there are 2 more different paths you could choose. So what we're going to do is, we just had the Bug River victory for Erwin. We're going to go back to Fedor. We're going to choose Fedor's victory path, which is Warsaw. We're going to have to go, and just to get the full effect, we're going to have to go and complete the end of the Warsaw scenario once again, which has already been done. Drinking my Dr. Pepper to wake up this morning. I got to go to the dentist today, and my temporary cap fell off my tooth last night. It lasted a whole 3 days. I got to get it glued back in. Looking forward to that. So basically, this has been completely won. I just saved it so that I can then go on and check you through the briefing, which hopefully we can hear the briefing from General James Mason, who is the guy, the commander, looks like he does the briefing. All right, so we had a victory there. We're going to click continue. This is General Fedor von Butcherstein, and I now have 2 campaign paths I can choose for Norway. One we're going to choose for Fedor, the other one we're going to choose for Erwin. And what it says, Germany's invasion of Norway will stretch the Wehrmacht's logistics to the limit. You must decide where to focus the committal of your army. Bad English there. Strategic warning. Isolated and difficult to reach objectives await the southern landings, and extreme mountainous terrain awaits the northern landings. Well, Fedor is the body blow, gut punch kind of guy. So we're going to choose the Norway North path for Fedor, who just conquered Warsaw. And we're going to choose the Norway South path when we come back for the next game and do the Erwin path. So we're going to go Norway North with Fedor von Butcherstein's forces, and we're going to click accept, and it's going to load that up, and then I'm going to get my briefing from Field Officer James Mason, my Feld Marshal James Mason. I think there's an actor from the 50s, 60s, 70s named James Mason, marvelous actor, played Germans all the time, German military officers. If you don't know who he is, he's a great actor. Stanley Kubrick used him a couple times. All right, let's get.
As you can see, Operation Weserübung is now underway.
Weserübung.
Our forces are striking a port all along the Norwegian coast. Your area of operations is focused on central Norway, with Trondheim as the main target.
Trondheim.
I've conferred with General Falkenhorst on this, and we both agree that a surprise attack is your best chance to seize Trondheim before the Norwegians can organize an impenetrable coastal defense. To preserve the element of surprise, you will only be able to deploy a very small portion of your force here.
Okay.
Pick a small detachment of your best infantrymen, blitz directly down the fjord, and land as close to Trondheim as possible.
All right.
Remember, speed is paramount. If you aren't fast enough, enemy coastal batteries will decimate your forces whilst they are still in their vulnerable naval transports.
We don't want that to happen.
Once Trondheim is secure, you will be able to deploy the rest of your forces. I suggest you split them to cover as much ground as quickly as possible. This way, you can seize Namsos here to the north, while also penetrating deep into the country's interior as far south as Lillehammer. There is this somewhat unreliable report of British naval activity approaching Norway from this direction. Even so, I would highly recommend not sending any of your troop ships that way until our Kriegsmarine escorts can scout the region and confirm these reports one way or another. Now,
right.
if you will excuse me, I have a meeting between High Command and General Manstein I must attend to. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so this is an interesting scenario. I have limited deployment because I've actually got more troops than I can deploy. I'm only going to be allowed 4 units at the beginning. Panzers are going to be useless at the beginning of this. So I'm going to need to decide which units I'm going to deploy and to clear room for different troops. Use move to reserve on the existing ones. And I have a new hero, military commendation, crippling blow, which is +5 attack against full strength units. Well, given that I'm going to be using mostly infantry at the beginning of this, I'm going to assign that to an infantry unit. And first thing I'm going to do is, you notice some of these numbers are in red here. That means they're under strength. I'm going to elite replace all. That means everything's going to be brought up to full strength. And there are units that I'm simply not going to be able to use in this campaign. So I'm supposed to move them to reserve because I've only got 46 total core slots. I'm going to increase that, so we're not, we're gonna fix that because that's not really all that great. Okay, so I look at my panzers, and again, the ideal situation is to have a light panzer, a medium panzer, and a heavy panzer. As it stands now, I don't have any heavy panzers to speak of. Whoops! If I were to go over to sales here, cancel that. If I were to go over and look at available Panzer units, I have been given a Panzer 4D. Now, a Panzer 4D is actually a medium Panzer. However, in this early part of the war, we're going to consider it to be, excuse me, we're going to consider it to be a heavy Panzer because the 1As are ultralights. Really, the light Panzer would be the 2C. The medium would be the 35 or a Panzer 3. I've got a Panzer 4 prototype because of my connections with the industry. So I'm thinking, what do I want to do here? I want to upgrade my next best unit. That's this. We'll go with this Panzer 1. These both have 1 experience. I'm going to upgrade him to use that prototype unit. Can I upgrade him? No, I can't because I'm over here, overwrought here. So what I'm going to do is, actually, I'm going to increase my deployment capabilities, which will not come into play at the beginning because I'm only allowed 4 units at the beginning. But I'm going to go with, let's go with 65 to give me a little cushion there for upgrades. Because what happens is the slots increase as you upgrade, and it gets to be really silly that you can't upgrade. So I'm going to upgrade this Panzer 1 to that Panzer 4D, which is a much more capable tank. The infantry attack is 20 instead of 11. The hard attack, the tank attack, is 12 instead of 7. That's a major improvement. The ground defense, much better armored, is 13. Everything else is the same. I'm going to upgrade that. But he's going to stay in the background for a while. He's not going to be one of my initial units. As you can see, I have 4 initial units that I'm allowed to use at the beginning of this, and the Pioneer is going to come in really handy for attacking this coastal defense. These coastal defense guys are really tough, and they're going to cause me problems. I'm going to upgrade. Well, I've got this Pioneer. He's already got a truck attached to him. There's really no upgrade I can do to him except that I can give him a half track, which is more armored and better protected. So I'm going to upgrade that. And I'm going to place him also by giving him a hero. I'm going to give him the Crippling Blow hero and place him there. That means when he strikes, it's going to be powerful and it's going to hurt. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this Wehrmacht infantry to a grenadier unit and give him a half track, because these are my best infantry units, and without them I'm going to be in big trouble. And then I'm going to assign my regular Wehrmacht infantry and my cavalry infantry, and those are the only 4 units I can deploy at that time. Now, as I look at the rest of my board, looks like I can upgrade this SDKFZ 231 Rat. I can upgrade him by adding a little overstrength to it. I'm going to do that. For later deployment, my anti-tank, my artillery pieces. Well, what can I do with my artillery pieces? I've got 1 strategic bomber. Don't see any reason or need to change my air forces here because I don't have an air base yet to operate from. I am on my own in northern Norway. One thing I could look at is upgrading this artillery piece. Let's see if we can get a better one here. This guy's 16-14 rating. No, I think he's going to be the best. Oh, this one, the 15 centimeter SFH 18 would be an improvement, so I'm going to upgrade him. And these are all going to be for deployment later on once I capture Trondheim, which is my first major objective. Okay, so I have no other cover. Now, looks like there's going to be some interesting developments out here at sea. Again, these units are very under strength compared to what they really were historically, so I'm just going to fool around a little bit here and change this before I get started. Strength. We're going to call it 15 to give my Navy a little bit better fighting chance against the British Navy. The reason I do this is, first of all, because I like to win. Secondly, because I look at the historical battles and how they really played out, and the games aren't designed that way. The Allies have a distinct advantage in many cases that is not historically accurate. So, you know, I'm just gonna fix this. Okay, so there's my Navy is ready to go. Couple of light cruisers, a heavy cruiser, might be a battleship. Is that a battleship? Looking kind of like a battleship or a heavy cruiser. Comes some destroyers, and I have 1 U-boat. So that'll be pretty interesting stuff. Okay, so I'm ready to go to start this scenario. First objective is to take Trondheim. And I really don't like to mess with these particular guys, but, you know, they're like, they're there. Yeah, they're there. The other thing I'm going to do is going to do some auxiliary purchases for later of some mountain units, but I'm going to start by upgrading this bridge engineer to a mountain engineer with no truck. Okay, I'm going to upgrade him. I can't, come on, you're not going to let me upgrade him? But I'm going to need to upgrade him. Also, I have Fallschirmjägers, which are paratroopers. This is very tempting. Very tempting. What do I do here? What do I do? What do I do? I'm up to 65. What do I do? I want to upgrade this sucker. I want to buy some Fallschirmjägers. I wonder if I can upgrade him. Just upgrade his... No, can't do that. Okay. I hate it when the game does this to me. Oops. Okay, we're gonna... Whoops, did I spell that wrong? Oh, yeah. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now I'm going to finish upgrading that particular Bridger unit. Gonna upgrade him to a Gerbbergsjäger. And I'm going to purchase... Can I purchase any Fallschirmjägers? No. So I'm going to go with a couple of auxiliary units. No, actually, I'm not going to do that because I don't have any transports. All right, we're ready to go. We're going to do this scenario now. I have some unused core slots. Some of my units have not been deployed on the map. I want to go forward anyway. So, all right, here we go. Fedor von Butcherstein, turn 1 of 20. All right, this is my pioneer unit. I'm going to select him. I'm going to move him in near Trondheim, and I am going to deploy him. And then I'm going to move him down because I'm going to get ready to attack this airport as well. This is my Grenadier unit. I'm going to move him over, set him up also to attack Trondheim, and then I'm going to move in my Wehrmacht infantry. And my cavalry and bring them on shore. And I'm going to take this little town. All right, so I've landed my major units. Their target is Trondheim, and I've got no air support or coverage. Now, if I move these ships in to try to support, they're going to get hit with these coastal batteries, and I've spotted a British destroyer, which I need to take out. Well, I'm going to use my heavy cruiser here first to weaken him. Ooh, hit him, knock 2 out. And then I'm going to bring in the destroyers to try to isolate and attack that destroyer. I'm going to move my U-boat over this way, exposing a heavy cruiser. Alright, let's be daring. Yeah, that's a heavy cruiser because he's got no destroyer to protect him, so I'm going to torpedo that sucker. But the main focus is going to be getting rid of this other British destroyer here. Now I'm going to be taking losses by 3-2 against this Brit destroyer, but it's worth it to get rid of him and get him sunk. I've weakened him down now to 4. I don't think I'm going to finish him with this destroyer. Also, if there's a British carrier anywhere in the area, my U-boat is still going to be vulnerable to aerial attacks and to other British destroyers. All right, I'm going to move my heavy cruiser in. We're going to pin that. We're going to get rid of this British destroyer pretty soon. All right, that's it. Those are the movements I have. I don't have anything left. I think that's it. And I'm going to say, okay, end the turn. Let's see what the British do to counterattack. British and Norwegians. A destroyer attacks my heavy cruiser, does some damage, but gets sunk in the process. Alright. Norwegian troops are going to attack my cavalry. British troops, pretending to be Norwegians, are going to attack my grenadiers, do some heavy damage to them. I'm going to have to reinforce them. Now, the main thing here is that you have to focus your attacks on one unit. Right now, the weakest unit is the airport unit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my infantry up, and I'm going to attack the British here in the supply hex of Trondheim. Notice again, the circle means it's a supply hex. I'm going to use my British. I'm going to attack those Norwegians. I've knocked their strength down by half. And then I'm going to use my Pioneer to hopefully finish them up to the point that I move them out. Yep, I'm now going to take this. And what do I do with my cavalry? Do I defend? Do I attack? Do I reinforce? I'm going to reinforce because now that I've taken this, I should be able to deploy other undeployed units on this map. No, I can't. I can't do anything. Alright, I'm stuck. I thought maybe I'd be able to deploy another infantry unit there, but it's not going to happen. So, we've managed to weaken the Norwegians around this, around Trondheim, and we've We've taken the dock at Trondheim, but that's apparently not enough for us to bring in and deploy other troops. All right, meantime, we're still hunting the British Navy out here. I'm going to use my U-boat. I can, by the way, surface my U-boat. And he can go a little further, but he's less protected. So I'm going to hit this British heavy cruiser again. It's the Town, or HRMS Town. The Town is the name of the ship. I'm going to move my German heavy cruiser in and do battle with him. Looks like it's going to be a fair 2-to-2 exchange. Knocked 3 out of him. Took no damage. And now I'm going to use my destroyers to try to surround him and take him out. Ooh, knocked 1 down there. Let's knock another down. Actually, I'm going to... These boys are both getting 3-to-1 disadvantage in terms of losses. Oh, down he goes. He sank. Okay. Let's get this last destroyer that we have. We'll put him out front to protect the sub. And we'll move the sub in behind him. Okay, that's it. That's all I can do on this turn. I don't know, Fedor. I think things are sketchy here. This Wehrmacht infantry is pretty vulnerable, so let's go ahead and end this turn. Oh, here comes the British Air Force. Fuckers. Yeah, you're gonna be sorry when my Air Force comes in. Now they're attacking my Pioneer infantry. They're taking a beating. My Grenadier gets a heroic defense level. Good for you. Alright, it's my turn now to attack. I'm going to start out, I think, with the ships at sea. We're going in search of the British Navy. Oh, look what I found. My destroyer found a British capital ship. That looks like a battleship or a heavy cruiser. I don't know what the county class is, but I'm going to move my sub over there. And I'm going to use my destroyers to cover. Because although my destroyers will take a beating... Oop, there's another heavy cruiser. Although they will take a beating, the sub will be able to do a lot of damage to that boat. So what to do now with my heavy cruiser? I'm going to move down here and I'm going to hit this tribal class destroyer. Knock him down. Oh, I knocked him down by 3. That was a 3 kill. That's pretty good. He took some heavy damage there. All right, let's get back to the business of taking Trondheim. This is my Grenadier unit. I'm going to knock out those Norwegian troops there, and I'm going to use my Wehrmacht infantry and my cavalry and my Pioneer to take Trondheim. Alright, even though I'm in a weakened state, I have now taken Trondheim, and I should be able to bring up some of my other units. Should be able to deploy them. Oh, yep, there's my Fallschirmjägers. I'm going to put them there. And I should be able to bring in one of my Panzers. Or an artillery piece if I want to. Or better yet, I'm going to bring in my anti-aircraft gun so I can shoot at those fuckers. And I can bring in my 2 fighter jets. 2 fighter planes. And I'm going to bring in my heavy fighter, which, by the way, I'm going to overstrength to 11. I should be able to do that. Bring him in, and I'm going to bring in my strategic bomber or attack. The strategic bomber can help with the naval stuff, but it might be out of range. The naval battle that's going on. Also, hi there, kitty cat. Also, strategic bomber would have some maybe have some disadvantage. I'll bring him in when I get more chance. There's my kitty. Here's Khaleesi. I'm going to bring in the Stuka, because the Stuka is going to be more effective in the local battles here. I've got some fortresses to take out and some other stuff. And I've got to reinforce. I'm in big trouble here. If I get counterattacked right now, I've got some very vulnerable units, which I don't want to lose. And I don't want to have to go back and cheat to keep them. I will be happy to do that. All right. I think that's it. No, not going to attack that. It's going to end the turn right here. I'm getting fired upon by coastal batteries. Destroyers attempting to get to my submarine. This runs into my destroyer. Gets hammered. Oh, they're going to attack my anti-aircraft weapon. My 88. Bastards. You're going to take it on the chin. And they're going to attack my Fallschirmjägers. Do some damage there. Alright, first things first. I'm going to Stuka the shit out of these guys. Dive bomb attack, and I'm going to use the BF-110C. Heavy fighter to attack. I didn't do any damage. I did do some suppression. I'm going to use my pioneer infantry to come over and hopefully finish that guy off. My Fallschirmjäger, I'm going to move him down to finish off that Norwegian infantry. And I'm going to use my cavalry to counterattack those Norwegian troops. Okay, now I've got to really seriously reinforce my grenadiers and my regular infantry, Wehrmacht infantry. Notice that the British aircraft did not attack me. Where would they be attacking me from? Is there a known airbase? They've got to be attacking me from aircraft carriers somewhere. So I'm going to reinforce my anti-aircraft gun, and I'm going to bring in more units to join in the attack. I'm going to bring in my Panzer IV, and I'm going to bring in my best artillery piece, and we're going to start doing some damage here. We're gonna start kicking some ass. But right now, that's the best situation I got. I'm going to actually add my strategic bomber to the mix as well because I can. So I'm starting to get my forces deployed through Trondheim to go on the counterattack here. Although to go on the attack. Although I'm getting hit heavy on the counterattack by the Norwegian and British forces. Great British infantry. These are Great British infantry. Yeah, defending Norway. So the main thing we have to do now is we have to get up here and we have to get Namsos before we can really move south and go after Aldanesis and what is this? Lillehammer, where they once had the Olympics. All right. Now we're going to turn our attention over here to the attack on the British Navy. I'm going to use my submarine to move in and hit this heavy cruiser where it hurts. I'm going to torpedo him from under the water. And I could do more damage, but I'm going to insist, I think instead I'm going to attack this destroyer. And then move back under cover and let my other existing destroyers finish that British ship off. Ooh, almost, not quite. Alright, I'm going to use my other destroyer to finish him off. Notice the British Navy has such a huge advantage in terms of the battles. Down he goes. He sinks. Okay, and I'm going to use this destroyer to protect. These two are going to protect my submarine. Not really any place for this poor British capital ship to go. He's going to get hit. He's going to get sunk in a couple more turns. Alright, that's it. We're done. Let's focus back over on Trondheim, where we've got a Panzer on the ground. Oh, British bombers attacking my capital ships. Fuckers. British just keep trying to take Trondheim back. It's not really going to happen. Let's see if our strategic bomber can be of any use. No, can't quite reach that British ship yet. Wow, they really did a number on my destroyer, or my heavy cruiser there. We're going to use my sub. We're going to go to the surface to get a little extra oomph. And we are going to hit that British ship. Knocked it down by 2. We're going to chase him with the destroyers. Trap him so he can't get out. Actually, I'm going to undo that. I'm going to protect the sub from back end attack, and I'm going to move my capital ship away from those bombers. There's no way my BF-109s can reach that far to protect. Yeah, they can only get out this far, but we'll send them out just in case they happen to see an aircraft carrier out there. All right, now what to do? Well, I'm going to use my strategic bomber to do some damage to these British infantry. I'm going to advance my grenadiers over to try to take them out. And I'm going to put my pioneers up here to get ready to attack this fortress, because that's what they're good for. And I'm going to use my Panzer IV to start advancing. I'm going to bomb him with my Stuka. See if my BF-110C can reach any of these enemy ships. No. Maybe I'll just use him to scout ahead. Or just do some suppression on this fortress. Alright, gonna have to reinforce my currently existing units. Going to set up do some suppression with my artillery. And I'm going to continue the distribution of my forces. I'm going to bring in my other artillery. I'm going to bring in my anti-tank gun. Well, no, I'm going to actually bring in my Panzer 38, my medium Panzer, and I'm going to bring in my armored car. All right, so I'm almost got my entire army on the ground here now. My entire Panzer Corps. And I could use this guy to go over and do an attack. Gerbertsjäger, I think I'll do that. I think I'll go ahead and just do a little bit of damage. I've got these Brits pinned up against this river. So they're in a weakened state. They've been hit hard. They've been hit by artillery, they've been hit by aircraft, and they've been hit by the mountain troops, the elite mountain troops, and now I'm going to use my Panzer to hopefully force them to surrender. You know, another thing that irks me about this game is that my units will surrender at the drop of a hat, whereas the enemy, no matter how badly they're beaten down and how badly they're pinned down, they never surrender. So it just feels like bullshit to me. But okay, I think that's going to do it. I don't think I have any movement left. Yeah, I have some attacks, but I'm not going to attack. I'm at a big disadvantage. All right, so we're going to end this turn and go to turn 6 of the Northern Norway campaign. Okay, well, we just found out where the aircraft carrier is because we spotted... Oh, he sunk my battleship? Fuck you. We spotted where they went to. And now at least we can engage these wuss-asses in a direct air combat. Okay. Interesting stuff here. I'm going to send my BF-109E out to attack. My BF-110C should be able to get out there. He's got a longer range. And also do some... We want to get the Spitfire out of the air. Okay, I'm going to resubmerge my submarine. That is a severely weakened battle cruiser. And I'm going to try to sink him on this turn with this destroyer. Down he goes. Alright, I think that based on where these planes went, I think that the aircraft carrier is in this region somewhere, so I'm going to go searching for him. Ah, there he is. There she is. There she is, as Ricardo Montalban would say. I'm going to go after this aircraft carrier with my destroyers now, and my submarine eventually. Is that it? I don't have very many ships left. I'm in a lot of trouble here. But I'm going to try to take out this aircraft carrier, which will cripple the British Air Force. Alright, I've already dropped him down 50%. I'm going to face some counterattacks from the air and from the sea. But my ace in the hole is going to be my submarine. Now, what do I do with my other fighter jet? Do I reinforce him? Or do I join in the attack? Well, I'm going to have to reinforce him because I can't reach anything anyway. Alright, now we got to deal with this British unit here. British infantry and this fortress, which is a flag fortress, meaning that it has value. It has to be taken out. So we'll hit it with my pioneers. That knocks it down the value by 5. He's now down to a 5 out of 10 strength. I'm going to send my Fallschirmjägers, my mountain troops, to finish off those Brits, which they do. And I'm going to use my 88. I'm going to convert it to anti-tank mode. And I'm going to use it to hit this hard bunker here. And I knock him down by 4, so his value is he's now a 1 out of 10. Now here's the thing. I can hit these guys with this Panzer, but for some bizarre reason my Panzer is super vulnerable to attack from these British troops, which just, it doesn't make any sense. That's just not, it's not the way it works. But I'm going to soften him up with an aerial attack for my strategic bomber. I'm going to bring, what's going on? Why does this not have a truck? I'm going to bring my Panzer and my artillery forward. And I'm going to bring my grenadier troops up forward. And I'm going to see if I can wipe out this guy by... Yep, I think I wiped him out. His value is now 0. That means my cavalry, or maybe my scout car, can take that flag. He can. Alright, I'm going to move this. I must have somehow lost my truck on that artillery piece. I don't understand how. I'm going to send the cavalry down to take this small town. And I don't think that this Panzer unit is good for much of anything. I'm going to set him up there. And I'm going to see who I've got left to distribute. I've got a couple of light Panzers, a Panzer 1, an anti-tank weapon, and my Panzer 2 are ready to go. Alright, so I've now got my full army distributed here. It's too early for me to move against Andalsings. It's just not the right time. I still do have to get to Lillehammer, so there's quite a bit of work to do here still. But the main thing is I got to get these guys up here at Namsos. And it's going to be tough because, I don't know, these troops are just exceptionally tough for some reason. This Panzer IV should be able to wipe these guys out, but it's a 0-7 kind of attack? That's crazy. Alright, let's end the turn and see what happens. Oh, yep, there's my aircraft carrier. Little fighter-to-fighter action there. I'm getting hit by those coastal batteries. British infantry are attacking. Took some suppression. I did really crazy heavy damage to my Panzer IV. There's just no way. It's just not. It's just not. The game is just kind of fucked up in some ways. Yeah. Now we're gonna destroy my artillery piece. Yeah, sure you are. Fuck you. That's a load of bullshit. But okay. Let's upgrade this artillery piece. Give him a transport. And we're going to buy a new artillery piece. No, can't overstrength him. We're going to buy a new artillery piece to replace that one. And now we're going to get after you fuckers. Notice the British are starting to counterattack here. We're going to set up our defenses. And again, it's just these attack values are just ludicrous. That this British Cepharius Alpine units are somehow that superior to my German units. It's just nonsense. But we're gonna go with it. We're gonna advance here. Yeah, see, it's a 9-3. I would lose that battle. That's just horse shit. And I'm going to move this Panzer unit back. Again, completely inferior in all aspects of the attack. Let's see if I can move down here and take this town. Oh, nope. There's troops there. I'll back that off. I'll probably lose that battle 17-1 too. Yeah, 8-2. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So, but we're gonna put up with it for now. I'm going to upstrength that. Can't reach any of the enemy fighters. So we're going to reinforce that guy. And we're going to do a little strafing attack on these dudes in this town here. All right. The battle continues to be more difficult than I wanted. All right, the main thing now is we got to sink this aircraft carrier. So we're going to use all the means in our disposal to sink the aircraft carrier, because that will put those British ships out of business. So we're going to use the destroyer here to attack the aircraft carrier. We're going to use it here to attack the aircraft carrier. Knocked him down to 1. I don't think this destroyer is going to have enough left to take him out. But he did, and it sinks. What that means is that I think that means these guys are done, because I don't think there's any other airfields. So now I'm going to move my submarine and my other destroyer forward. And I'm going to try to pin this British destroyer where he is. All right. Now this is fun. If these guys don't have an airbase to go to, they will just fall out of the sky right when I hit the end of the turn button, and I'm going to hit it right now. Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry that your Air Force is gone. Ooh, they have an anti-aircraft battery around Namsos. Pricks. And of course they attack my cavalry and do ridiculously heavy damage. Now they're going to attack my Panzer and do damage. Yeah, sure, whatever. Alright, I've got to get ready for counterattack time here. I can't do any replacements on this Panzer because 15 was all I had. I'm going to move this artillery piece up. I'm going to use my strategic bomber to do some damage there. I'm going to attack these Chasseurs Alpines from behind. And I'm going to see if armored car can finish them off. Yes, he did. Wow, so if I attack... So that means I've got to upgrade or downgrade this Panzer because I don't have any replacements for him. So I'm going to move him there where I can upgrade him or downgrade him next time. Do I take these guys on or do I reinforce? I reinforce my Grenadiers. And I bring my Pioneers up. And then I'm going to hit... Jeez. If I try to hit... I'm going to attack the anti-aircraft directly with my Stuka. Oh, that's got to hurt. Okay, what do I have left? Well, I've got a Bf-110C. I'm going to use him to attack these troops out in the open. These British Norwegian troops, whatever they are. Great Britain heavy weapons infantry. Okay, knocked him down to 10. And I'm going to use my fighters to go after those British troops. Reinforce my cavalry. Going to attack these British troops. Swing around this way. Use my artillery to damage them. Use my Wehrmacht infantry to attack them directly. Going to move up the road and then hopefully finish them off with my Panzer I and my Panzer II. Again, these British troops are a lot tougher than it seems like they should be in real life. Alright. And I'm going to use my anti-tank gun. I'm going to bring it up behind. And let's scout ahead with my fighter jet to see what is hovering around here. Around town. There we go. Alright, you know, here's the thing. In this particular battle, what I need to do is focus on taking out Namsos behind me first and then move everybody up forward to take the other towns. It's going to be problematic, though. It's going to be a very difficult scenario. So, all right, let's see what happens next. The anti-aircraft is on the move to attack my strategic bomber. His coastal batteries are still hitting my tanks and troops hard. British destroyer is trying to counterattack his way out of trouble. The Alpine infantry are hitting hard. Attacking my Panzer. Once again, the British are taking ridiculous... I mean, there's no way that infantry in the open on a road has that advantage over a Panzer. It's just nuts. Crazy stuff. All right, let's go out and see if we can finish off this Brit destroyer first with my submarine. I'm going to shoot you with torpedoes, and I'm going to sink your... Oh, you didn't sink? Ugh. Well, maybe you'll sink now. Yay, that should do it. All right, I'm going to use these destroyers... beaten up though they are, to go into the channel here and give me a preview of what's going on. Tough battle going on here. Alright. Yes, we have a tough battle, but we also have some tough troops. I've got my Pioneers, I've got my infantry. I'm going to use my Grenadier to get up on these hills, and I'm going to take out that anti-aircraft unit if I can, which I did. I'm going to attack with my armored car. And then I'm going to take the town of Grong with that armored car unit. And I'm going to finish off these British troops with my Gerbersjägers, and I'm going to move my Pioneer infantry and my artillery up. Now what I'm going to do is use my strategic bombers to soften up these Chasseurs Alpines, these French Norwegian Alpinos. And let's see if my Stuka can do any damage. No, not really. I'll try to hit this guy instead. That hurt. Panzer 1's going to attack. Infantry's going to attack. Panzer 2 is going to be reinforced. Anti-tank gun's going to move forward. Artillery piece is going to fire on these troops. My cavalry is going to swing around and hit them. I'm going to reinforce that Panzer first. And I'm going to upgrade this Panzer. What am I going to do? Well, I don't, again, I can't use the Panzer IV, so I'm going to use the 35T, 38T. Do I have a 35? I think I have a I think this is a 38. That's a 38, so I'm going to upgrade this to my other Czech tank model, which is the 35. It's inferior, but it's realistic. Oh, what? I can't upgrade? Why can't I upgrade? Oh, I don't have enough money. Is that it? How many slots is this? 6 slots. Huh. See if we can upgrade this guy, because he's kind of useless as a 4. 4 Panzer IV units are useless. There we go. This is just a money situation. All right, so that's upgraded. All right, now we have our BF-110C, which we will use to continue to attack. We attack them. No, I think we attack this guy. Okay. Leaving him kind of vulnerable there. Oop, did some damage with my anti-tank gun. Okay. Guy's gonna have to go back and regroup. And I've got my 88, which I think is going to be a lot more useful out in the field here. Okay, I'm going to use my BF-110 to continue the aerial assault. Now notice that down here in the Heroes and Awards, he's a fast learner. He's also a low-altitude attack veteran, which is more useful, should be more useful in air-to-ground operations. And I'm going to see if I can just suppress this particular Norwegian mountain infantry unit. Oops, that hurt. All right. Okay, we're done for this turn. Let's see what happens. Oh, they're going to come out and attack us. Now see, again, this is way more successful than the infantry would be in real life under these circumstances, but hey, it's a game. I'm going to counterattack my unit there. Alright, I'm going to use my artillery piece to weaken or damage those Chasseurs Alpines. I'm going to use my Grenadiers to go after them. My Gebirgsjägers, I'm going to strengthen them, and I'm going to use my Pioneers to set up here. That should be enough to take Namsos. The question now is, how do I get rid of those guys most effectively? I'm going to use my strategic bomber. Oh, almost got him, not quite. Alright, meantime, I have other issues here. I'm going to use my BF-110C to attack those Norwegian troops. Going to hit them with the artillery. Going to hit them with the Panzer 38. And the cavalry. From this side of the mountains, the infantry. Ooh, oh, that's gotta hurt. Alright. Again, I'm going to use my Stuka on this guy. Soften him up. These guys have already used in combat. I can't do anything about it. Alright. There we are. We're good. I'm going to advance my Panzer II. Reinforce my Panzer I. Move my 88 forward. We're getting there. We're slowly but surely getting there to our objectives. And I'm going to bring this Panzer 35T out. Get him moving down the flanks here. Okay, I'm going to use my BF-109s to do some strafing runs. On Norwegian and British troops in the open air. Meantime, at sea, there's really nothing left to do. Except to use these guys for spotters. Okay, I think that is it for turn number 10. I'm halfway through the campaign and not where I want to be yet. Alright, he's going to attack my Pioneers. I'm going to attack the entrenched British troops at Namsos. I'm going to bomb them with my big, heavy strategic bomber. See if my Pioneers can't take him out. Looks like it's going to be successful. Alright, I'm going to get them on the move. Yes, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Those bastards were tough. Alright, now I can move my artillery down. Start to make a difference at the other end of the battlefield here. Get my Fallschirmjägers involved. Reinforce this artillery. Take this Norwegian town. Reinforce my other weaker units. Alright, I'm good here. I can now turn my focus of my attack towards advancing towards Lillehammer and Andalsans. Lord of the Andals, Khaleesi. Alright, Stuka Dive Bomber. Do I want to soften these guys up? Yes, I do. Gonna strengthen that unit. Gonna move these panzers here. And here. Gonna move my 88 up here. And my 37 millimeter anti-tank gun as well. I'm gonna move him up into the mountains. And I'm gonna strafe this guy. And bomb this guy with my BF-110C. Yep, did some damage there. And then see if I can't scout with this other fighter jet. Well, just out of my range. So, alright, so I think the plan is going to be to try to basically just surround these British troops here. Actually, they're Norwegian infantry. Take them out. Take Lillehammer. See if I can grab that town too while I'm at it. And finish everybody off over in Andalsines. He's going to counterattack my Panzer II. These guys are going to go after my 88. Oh, and then out of nowhere comes some more infantry to damage my Panzer II even more. Okay, this is the part that pisses me off about this game, is that they have these units that just come out of nowhere. Alright, how am I going to deal with this? A strategic bomber. It's going to hit these Norwegian infantry troops. I'm going to use the Panzer I. Going to use my Wehrmacht infantry. And I'm going to hit you suckers with some more aerial attacks. My BF-110C. It's going to go after those British engineers. Knocked one down, killed one, my Stuka. Did some damage there. Meantime, my Panzer 35T, formerly my Panzer IV special unit, and my cavalry is going to come down and try to get after you down at Lillehammer. I'll send my other artillery piece down there, and this is my Gerberdjäger. Or actually, this guy, can this guy move? No, he can't. My BF-110C, again, harassing attacks, strafing attacks on Andalsines. Khaleesi, Lord of the Andals. Obviously, that's where George R.R. Martin got the name Andals from. Alright, I'm going to reinforce the Pioneer, going to reinforce the Heavy Grenadiers, going to bring down the Scout Car, Recon Unit, try to get them into the battle. This is a rough operation. Things are not going easy. Oh, they wiped out my anti-tank gun. Yeah, fuck you. Okay, that's the way I want it. Let me do that again. That's the way I want it. That's the way you're gonna get it. Little strategic bombing there. How's that feel? Bring over my Gerbergsjägers. Wiped you out. Gonna take on my... Gonna take that town from you. Gonna reinforce my Panzer 2s and 3s. Gonna bring my Panzer 1 forward. Gonna hit you with my Stuka. Knocked out 2. Just gonna hold position there. You're gonna get it. You're surrounded. It's only a matter of time. I'm gonna move up to these mountains and weaken you still further by hitting you with massive artillery from miles and miles away. My BF-110C, I'm going to hit this defensive artillery outside of Lillehammer. I'm going to pound you with my 35T check tank. Going to take this tiny little town of Elverum, and I'm going to use my Panzer 38 to sweep around the mountains. Take out your defensive artillery. Move my cavalry in position to assault Lillehammer. And I don't think that either one of my planes can be very useful under these circumstances. Can't reach Lillehammer. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to get some practice in, and I'm going to shoot at you because you've been shooting at me this whole fucking time. Alright, here's my recon car. Going to bring him up. Going to bring up the Pioneer. And the Grenadier troops, which are my best troops. Alright, I think that is it. I could hit these guys. Ooh, now I've got the advantage. After all the softening up I've done, I've now got a 5-4 advantage on these Norwegian mountain infantry, so I'm gonna assault him with my Wehrmacht. And we're 8-8. That means he's probably not going to be able to wipe me out on this turn. And I don't know if there's any other hidden infantry units here, so good for you. We're gonna go from there. All right, he's gonna move forward and try to attack. He's gonna run into my Panzer. Damn, he hit my Panzer hard. All right, what's gonna wipe this guy out? My Stuka. -1, my BF-110C, 1 suppression. How about my heavy bomber? Yeah, I'll use him. Actually, no, I'm going to undo that. I'm going to use the heavy bomber on Lillehammer. I'm going to use this artillery piece to suppress that guy. Move him through the mountains. I'm going to suppress him a little more with this artillery piece. And I'm going to use my Gerbergsjäger, my elite mountain infantry, and my Wehrmacht infantry to finish him off. Meantime, reinforcing my Panzer 1, my Panzer 2, my scout car, my 88, and I'm bringing my Pioneer forward, as well as my Panzer Grenadiers. Okay, so in terms of Stuka dive bomber, I'm gonna reinforce him. And my BF-110C can't really hit anything from here. So again, I'll work on this fortress. Fortification, which is still pretty strong. Alright, I'm getting ready for the final assault on Lillehammer. I've got 6 turns left, so I'm going to run over here first and take this little town. Then I'm going to surround Lillehammer with my tanks. Try to cut off his supply and bombard him with aerial assaults and artillery until he is soft enough for me to take. My recon car. Basically just going to surround and isolate Lillehammer. This has been a tough one. I don't like this scenario. It's not easy. It's brutal. All right. Well, we will continue to assault. And it looks like we're done. Yeah, except for the ships. All right, which are not doing anything anymore because we sunk the carrier. Okay, once again, I'm going to soften up Lillehammer with an aerial bombardment. An artillery bombardment, 3 suppression. That's what we're expecting. I'm going to move this artillery piece, the big one, the MRS-18, 21 centimeter. I'm going to knock him down a little bit more. I'm going to move my cavalry into place. That should be a 6-4 advantage on my attack. Knocking him down to 5. I'm going to move my Panzer 38 in to finish him off. And I'm going to move my 38T to take Lillehammer. Okay, one objective left. Andalsines is my one objective. Again, going to scout this out. Going to reinforce my infantry. Going to bring in my grenadiers. And my pioneers. Continue to reinforce my other troops. And see if I can't assault him in some way, shape, or form with my Stuka. It's a light bomber, but it does the job. All right, so I'm getting ready. I've got about 5 turns left. Looks like I'm going to achieve my goal here. Although it is frustrating. Very frustrating. And I'm just going to pick up some extra target practice on these fortresses. Yeah, nothing for that guy to do. Let's go over here and erase that. Okay. Wow, this is a long scenario. I guess some of them are really long like this. It's just the way it goes. All right, we're done with this turn. Okay, Fedor, time has come. We're going to surround and assault. Oh, my grenadier's not up to full strength. I'm going to move him up to full strength while I bombard this guy with some artillery. I'm going to move him up to the mountain, pound him. Move my other artillery piece over into range. Get my pioneer ready. Get my Wehrmacht infantry ready. Get my grenadier ready. None of these other units are really useful, so we're just gonna reinforce them. Not that we need to, because we can always reinforce them at the end. And I'm going to use my BF-110C. What I'm trying to do here is just increase my experience by using these guys in attacks. Going to reinforce my strategic bomber. Going to bomb this particular guy. Am I stupid? Who took 2 out? That's effective. And there we are. All right. We're done. This turn. Okay, let's go with my heavy bomber to do some suppression. On end all scenes. Let's use the small artillery and the big anti-tank artillery from long ways away. We'll bring in the pioneers, who also have the advantage of the crippling blow hero. Take them out. And where's the Gerbergsjägers? Here they are. We'll get them some more experience. And then the Grenadiers will take the town, and that should end this scenario. Victory. All right, that's it. That's my victory for this particular turn. Thanks for being here. That was tough. I took a beating. Fucking Norwegians are tougher than I thought. So, thanks for being here. And I'm going to now end this, I think. I think I'm going to end this. How do I end it? I have to get this thing going. There we go. Record.